I own jack shit. The following games, images, musics, and sounds belong to their respective owners. Please support the official release, or one of your nerd cards will be pulled.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, HTG here with some more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Alright, let's get back to it. Go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostle and form of an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Hold on. It looks like it can't fit the audio. Hold on. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. That's the BGM volume I was looking for. Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? She did not put her fucking self in it. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
She has fucking cup of noodle on her tent. That's beautiful. Kyoko!
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So...
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a little bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. Sorry.
Hey.
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat. We can talk once you're finished. Yeah. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth, making its way toward my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot. Now, I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So, you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all I'm good at.
Hmm?
Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Now, let's talk. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Why'd you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I had to survive
In other words...
is that so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. So you have a reason for coming to Hope Speak?
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Until recently, I've forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. No memory? That's impossible. Amnesia? Then is it really true? You lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking about it now, at that point my memory was gone. At the time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I came to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey,
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seemed much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However,
And it could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But what you say is true, why did you ask the rest of us to help you?
why is that?
If I did, and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always a chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into a missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I can do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything.
Oh boy, the memories.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I can still trust you, you know? It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright. I better talk to Kyoko. Still have to talk to her? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You can know what ultimate she is. You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known from me. I'm the ultimate detective. I fucking knew it. The ultimate detective?
Correct.
And the reason I came to Host Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
so,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why'd you want to find a headmaster? Because he's my Whoa. Holy shit, I almost choked on my fucking soda. Because he's my father. What? I know, what the fuck?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turned out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point. But when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto. I want to make this perfectly clear, so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then what did you see in there?
so
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout in the entirety of Hope Speak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any camera or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. And I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Sound like it must be important. And really ominous.
however,
Of course, once I got to the second floor of the dorms, there were no cameras and no monitors. Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuro Ikusaba, doesn't
However-
it? Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I don't know it wasn't you either. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuro Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? Oh, that's why she was blaming me, to make sure she wouldn't die. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. Wait, was she really killed? Because that body looked really familiar. I remember the girl's name now. The girl with the fake nails and her shoes. It was fucking Junko. Could that be her dead body? Because it makes sense, because of the multiple stab wounds. Or the multiple wounds in her chest. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope Speak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules. That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikuro Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mikuro may have not become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean... during the night? I can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. The ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened to you. I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave a chase right away. As I followed, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran to your room, and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... whoever the mass assailant was, they ended up dead,
Correct.
and their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind, and an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean whoever killed Murukuro is also the mastermind,
Indeed.
right? I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Murukuro was the ultimate despair and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. We're talking
That's
about
right.
what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. Who's ever responsible for that? They're the ultimate despair?
It would seem...
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're...
Indeed.
Make no mistake. They're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. 100-mile dash, pain of junk food junkie. The end. 6 still remain. To be continued. Dream Island rocket present. Yes, gladly. 5 alive. The ultimate despair. Hold on, guys. Need to fix something real quick. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused a tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story can come after. Yeah, you're right. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. She has the key! Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolutely vital part of ensuring the mastermind that I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the sewer, right?
That's right.
That's right. Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool?
Indeed.
Ah, okay.
That's right.
Let's try it. Hey Kyoko, we can use that key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with Monokuma's design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... Oh yes! We're out, bitches! Yes! It opened!
Indeed.
And now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. Finally. We are finally free. But there wasn't even time to make a breath of relief. Because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Deadly life. Shit. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent of reaching the surface. Well, it's a good thing she's following below me. Panty shot. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into the darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down. Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off it. Kyoko, there's something I want to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing your detective work? How long? Ever since I can remember. I came from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then, is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
Right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of the society. Which is why we made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's a kind of old-fashioned, I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains it. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect her pride of her family.
However...
And yet, I gave up on some of that pride. Huh? In order to enter Topper Peak, I revealed myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, is because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your father, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you said reuniting after all these years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
There is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. But what is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Damn. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young, so I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented, he had a promising future, but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and as young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. Thank him for leaving me, because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family's name, so every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression, so I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true. But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing. But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as a little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me, even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of his shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past, in order to remove him from my life forever, I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, they just cut him out like that.
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Are we connected By heart and soul?
Hey.
No. Is blood really enough to call someone family? Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond. So instead, I said nothing. Okay, good. That fucking ended. Now are we up to the how proficient do you have to be to fucking climb a ladder and have that long of a conversation while keeping a firm grip? I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence, and after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it.
Indeed.
On the other side of this door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm certain that's where it will come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. Hatch opened with ease, and so... Holy shit, we're out! Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long that ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back in Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. So now, what do we do? I'm glad I didn't die, of course, but if the mastermind finds out, and I'm worried about you too. You helped me so they might...
Listen.
You're worried? Yeah, of course.
So then...
Then let's just get a concrete answer. Huh?
In other words...
Let's ask Monokuma if there's a problem with you escaping. Wait, that's...
However...
If we try to hide, it's only a matter of time we're found out. And it's not like we can run away. As she said that, she pointed at the nearby surveillance camera. Oh shit, that's right, you can see us. I keep forgetting about that fucking camera. So you're saying rather than stressing out over getting caught, we should just give up now? Don't worry. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen isn't... Because the mastermind is the one that's ensnared. The mastermind is ensnared? He said something like that before. What does it mean?
So...
The mastermind stood exposed during the investigation into Murokuro's death. There was a moment where the mastermind let their guard down. There was?
Right.
If we can talk to Monokuma, we can confirm it. And it will be better for us if we go to him directly before he tracks us down. That should help with our negotiations. I'm still a little, no, super uneasy about this. But we don't really have a choice, do we?
Indeed.
Monokuma should be in the gym.
Shall we go?
Let's get going. Oh man. Oh man. Monokuma. Monokuma. Let's go.
Well now.
Hey. Kyoko, I don't mind so much. But Makoto's supposed to be dead! What's he doing here? That's exactly how I thought he'd react. Are we really gonna be okay? You were supposed to be punished. Did Kyoko help you?
What?
So what if I did? What will you do? If the guilty party is exposed during a class trial, they alone will be executed. It's unfortunate, but that is the rule. So now I gotta punish you again. And this time I won't leave anything to chance. Kyoko, do whatever you feel you have to. What?
However...
But before you do, let me just say one thing. If you execute Makoto, that means you lose. Not that that matters to you, right? Huh? I lose? You! Explain yourself. What do you mean by that?
Because...
Well, you set up the latest class trial yourself, right? I was getting in your way, so you wanted an excuse to kill me.
In other words...
I was supposed to be chosen as a Blackhand and then executed, right? Hey, what are you talking about?
However...
But then Makoto chose to overlook my lie. Your plan came crashing down. The results of the trial weren't at all what you were expecting. Because you never imagined that in a position, one person would protect another like that.
Right.
And in response to that unexpected development,
Indeed.
you reacted by proclaiming Makoto the Blackened and trying to execute him. You made the choice out of desperation, no more than that. You must have realized that Makoto, who refused to be manipulated, was a threat to you as well.
However,
But then, there was another unexpected development waiting for you. An entity that would throw a wrench, so to speak, in your precious execution machinery. Alter ego. You never imagined the possibility of that could have come to your aid even after you killed it.
am I wrong?
Now, here's the absolute truth. Makoto didn't kill Mukuro. You did.
Listen to me.
So executing Makoto for it surely would be a violation of your rules, which I know you love so much. If the Blacken is exposed, the alone would be executed. That's what you told us, right? And that means I lose? You talk a big game. You're saying the Blacken is me and not Makoto?
Well,
And you can prove this, right?
Wow.
No, I can't. Don't just say it like that. What is this? A comedy routine? To make such bold claims? Excuse me, sorry, club ripped. To make such bold claims without a shred of evidence?
That doesn't matter.
I don't have any right now, but with a little more time, I guarantee I'll find some.
That's right.
Because no matter how deeply you try to bury it, there is only ever one absolute truth.
boom, boom.
And now you're trying to talk like some kind of famous detective type?
Because
If Makoto really was the killer, he would have never come to you willingly like this. He would have feared for his life, feared another execution. He would have tried to run and hide. He would have been gripped by despair you loved so
However-
to inspire, whatever. Fuck. But here we are, confronting you with nothing but hopes in our heart.
What the heck?
Is that supposed to be enough to convince me in the absence of evidence?
indeed.
It's not you I'm trying to convince.
Hey,
If you were to execute Makoto now, everyone out there watching this would be extremely displeased. Huh?
indeed.
Imagine what everyone out in the world think if you killed Makoto. They would assume that you killed him because that we said it exactly
Listen
right.
to me.
Despair can never kill hope.
Hey,
Of course you can say, we're just making this all up. You're welcome to prove us wrong. And you have no choice but to prove it. Because if you kill Makoto without proving your own innocence, you'll be accepting your own defeat. Oh shit. If you want to earn our despair fair and
that's what we
square,
have to do.
then I suggest you take my advice. So, what is this evidence of yours?
It's true.
To do Makuro's trial all over again. Only this time, you follow the score regulations to ensure a fair trial.
It's time for one last showdown. One final battle between hope and despair.
Ooh.
Hey,
Well, that would make for a proper climax, wouldn't you say? A fair trial, one last showdown, in other words. This would be our chance to expose the true identity of Murokuro's killer, or the mastermind themselves. But what reason would the mastermind have to accept the challenge? They'll probably just execute me without another word. Interesting.
Barrett!
Very interesting indeed. Barry.
What's wrong?
Oh, I was getting bored, so I decided to change things up a little. So this time for bear jokes. Now, what you suggested might be possible. It would certainly make for one honey of a climax. I'm getting a migraine just by reading these damn puns.
in other words,
Does that mean you accept?
You guys!
If we do things your way, that'll be enough to convince you and the viewers, right? And it would be cause you unbearable despair, right? Then I'm prepared to agree to your terms. Will your hope win out, or will my despair claim victory?
I can barely.
Oh shit, I skipped that. He agreed. Then we still have a shot at this.
Barrett!
But this long-awaited climax, right? Just guessing the killer is barely a
You
fitting end.
guys!
So this final face-off, you have to unearth the mysteries that have been buried here. All the mysteries? That's right, every last mystery that's pawing around the school. If you can do
I
that,
can barely contain
then that'll
myself!
be enough to qualify as a victory for you.
it's true.
That's what we've been trying to do all along. Okay, well good. Then let's bear it all. If you can claw your way to the truth of Murokuro's death and solve the mystery of the school,
You guys!
then you win. But if you can't do all that, we'll all face execution, right? I can barely contain my excitement. When you learn the whole truth, what kind of despair will you show me? You're as excited as you are, I'm sure.
Listen to me.
You've uncovered every last truth. How will the ultimate despair reveal their own despair? I honestly can't believe how this all turned out.
Hey,
Before we get started, I want to clarify one more thing. Do you remember the rule? When one student kills another, that's when a class trial is held.
What's wrong?
I remember that for sure. So what?
hey,
I just want to confirm that is what you said, right? And it's a true statement? You don't have to be so suspicious. I've said it before, but it bears repeating. Everything is based on the school regulations. And having a class trial for Murokuro is no exception to that. Huh? Murokuro's trial is no exception. It's part of regulations. Which would mean that whoever killed Murokuro is very polarizing approach. I know, but okay, enough puns. Now here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but the killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. What?
listen.
Are you telling the truth? Why would he go quiet all of a sudden? You liar.
Now I'm really angry!
I'm done talking. I got nothing left to say to you. So get lost, would you? Why so mad? He seems emotionally unstable.
Hey!
Leave me alone. Get out of here. Okay, I'm going. You're really gonna let me go? I don't even care anymore. You're all gonna get punishment later anyway. I need to start getting ready. A super duper extra special punishment, overflowing with despair.
Hey,
Come on, Makoto, let's go. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was intense. Monokuma's unstable laughter seemed to cling to us as we walked away. And just like that, we were out of the gym. I could hardly believe it, but somehow I ended up not getting executed. I still had my life, and we still had a chance. Overall, things turned out better than expected. Once again, I was in Kyoko's debt. Kyoko, thank you. Everything I have right now is because of you. Don't thank me just yet. The real battle is still ahead of us. Yeah, true. But still, I'm glad it worked out. I wasn't sure if the enemy would accept my proposal, but honestly, why would the mastermind agree to that? I mean, they don't stand to gain anything from a final showdown, do they?
so,
They had no choice but to accept. Huh?
because...
It's all because of that one moment that the mastermind let their guard down, like I said. So when was it the mastermind let their guard down?
So...
I wasn't there to hear it myself, but do you remember what the mastermind said? They said they had hijacked the airways to broadcast our school live to the outside world, right? Yeah, they definitely said that.
Listen.
And what did you think when you heard that? Pretty hard to believe, right? Well, I mean, the idea of actually taking over the airways seems so unbelievable.
Indeed.
You don't exactly read about something like that happening very often, so it's hard to imagine. In other words, that kind of thing is extremely difficult to pull off.
However,
And yet somehow the mastermind was able to do it.
in other words,
But think of another way. There must have been some reason they had to do something that difficult. A reason.
so...
They had to show the world something, no matter what the cost. Us killing each other. They wanted to show the
It
world?
would seem...
The mastermind has been very adamant about not killing us directly, but forcing us to kill each other. And all their rules and regulations were designed to encourage that. Yeah, that makes sense. If those stupid regulations didn't exist, nobody would have killed anybody.
In other words,
So the mastermind's ultimate goal was to make us kill each other and show that off to the world. But why?
correct.
To prove a point, most likely. Prove a point?
Hey,
The outside world has a name for the students of Hope's Peak, right? A certain concept. You're talking about hope, right?
that's right.
And for those of us who represent hope to kill each other and sink into despair, the mastermind wants to see the world, wants to see that and try to prove that despair is better than hope. That's their goal. That's the ultimate despair. What? They want to prove that despair is better than hope? But that's ridiculous.
It's true.
You're right, it is ridiculous, completely irrational. It's the kind of thing that nobody but those who call themselves the ultimate despair would devise. That group only purpose and motivation comes from despair. But is that really their only reason for making the rest of us suffer?
Makoto.
I know how angry it must make you, and yet the same motivation is what led to the mastermind revealing their weakness. What?
In other words,
Because their goal is to broadcast this killing game to the world. The mastermind has had to be more particular than reasonable about their own regulations. If the mastermind simply ignored their rules, this wouldn't have been a game, but a one-sided
at
slaughter.
the very least,
At least, that's how those who are watching this would have seen it. And that's why the mastermind couldn't kill any of us. Themselves?
indeed.
That is precisely the reason. No matter how much they may hate what I'm doing, I haven't been violating a single one of their regulations. Junko broke the rules, so she was punished, but in my case, they couldn't lay a finger on me.
Right.
So instead, they tried to use the class trial following all the proper rules to get me killed. They began a trial that didn't have a right answer. They made me out to be the killer. But even that didn't
It's
work.
true.
Yes, thanks to you. And due to that failure, the mastermind took yet another risk. They attempted to kill you instead, who also was not the killer. And when that fact was exposed on live TV to the entire outside world, the mastermind had to accept your suggestion.
Indeed.
To prove to the world that despair is better than hope, they have to defeat us in perfect form.
In other words,
It would only do the mastermind harm to have it shown that they violated their own regulations. But all that was a hunch, right? And you were still able to get the mastermind to accept your challenge?
however,
Well, it's only thanks to you that we got that chance, because you believed in me. Another path opened up. Still, I can't believe how much of the mastermind's thoughts and plans you were able to figure out. I didn't have the slightest clue.
wrong.
In the end, though, I couldn't prove any of it. It was just my reasoning. Essentially, I was making a bet. But it looks like I got it right. This time, at least I won the bet. She let out a quick sigh. I took it as a small sign of relief. To be honest, I haven't been that nervous in a long time. I totally couldn't tell you were nervous at all. You seemed totally confident from the moment we decided to go talk to him. Well, presenting a strong demeanor is a fundamental part of negotiation and persuasion, wouldn't you say? Plus, if I'd shown my uneasiness, that would have just made you that much more uneasy. Yeah, you're probably right. How pathetic.
However,
Anyway, we can't relax just yet. All we've done is earn another chance to fight. We have to win this time.
Correct.
Or everything we've gone through will have been for nothing. You're right. If we can't defeat the mastermind, it'll cost us our lives. There's no option except to win.
hey,
But before we begin the final battle, we have to tell the other what's going on. True, but now we know who our real enemy is. All we have to do now is work together with everyone to destroy the mastermind. Work together with everyone.
however,
Is that really possible? Huh?
anyway,
Anyway, right now we have to go find the
shall we
others.
go?
They're probably in a dorm somewhere. Shall we go? Could it be? And suddenly we were greeted with shit. What the fuck am I reading? You again. Is he broken? I suppose his emotional instability reaches limit. Jeez, what the heck? I know.
However,
I wonder what that was all about. I couldn't help but let out a sigh of relief. Ah!
Is that Makoto?
You guys!
It is! There's no two ways about it. That's Makoto.
You survived?
Yep.
Jeez. You're like a stubborn little cockroach, you know that?
Ah, fuck you.
I'm just asking to make sure, but you're not a ghost, right?
Yeah, I totally am. Boo. Everyone was there, all my friends who had struggled together and survived. As soon as I saw their faces, I couldn't help myself. I started to tear up.
What?
Wait, what's that smell?
What the heck?
Yeah, man, that seriously stinks. It's Makoto! He smells like a wet dog. Get away! Shoot, shoot! And in a flash, my tears dried up. I still can't believe you survived. Yeah, me either. Do you realize why it is you escaped the execution? It was alter ego. You saved my life.
That's right.
Not too many people can say they had their lives saved by a computer program. If I imagine it was learning experience for you.
Yo,
Makoto, what's it like hanging out in the spirit world? I didn't go to the spirit
you
world.
know?
Did you get to talk to her? Who? Miss Cleo. No, I didn't talk to her. I mean, I didn't go to the spirit world. I mean, who the heck is Miss Cleo? Bitch, you don't know who the fuck is Miss Cleo? Oh, get the hell out of here. Get the fuck out of here. So what have you guys been doing while I was gone? Well, we figured that since the trial was over, we have access to new places again, and no dice. All the rooms that were locked before were still locked, so there weren't any new areas. Then where can we go to find any new clues? You stink. Are you rotten?
I'm telling you!
Rotten, psychically, mentally, everywhere you can be. Rotten. Sorry, I was rolling around garbage for a while. The smell is so smelly. Super smelly. You smell even worse than me. Way worse than me. I win. She seems happy for some reason. So what the fuck we do now? There's no time to indulge in an extended happy reunion. We need to explain to everyone what happened with Monokuma.
Yes.
Explain? Explain what? But it's okay that you're here. What if the mastermind catches you?
It's true.
It's related to what I have to tell you. I need to tell you all about the last class trial. Last class
In
trial?
other words,
We were going to redo Mukuro's trial.
Huh?
What? Seriously?
How about that?
What's the point of redoing it? Makoto killed her, right? No, I didn't. Like I keep telling you.
wrong.
Makoto isn't the killer, and of course it's not me or any of you. Then who is it?
I see.
Well, she's saying it was all the work of the mastermind. What? You're saying the mastermind killed Mukuro?
That's right.
That's right. It was all an elaborate trap contrived by the mastermind. Makoto spotted the trap in time and did what he had to do to stop it.
However,
But this decision meant that he would be the one to die.
What did you
You
say?
spotted the trap, did you, Makoto? You make it sound like it was easy. I just, you know.
however,
But executing Makoto, who wasn't a Blackened, is a clear violation of the school regulation. The rules state that only Blackened is to be executed. The mastermind broke their own rules. Which is why I went and negotiated with them to have the trial one more time. And the mastermind agreed? Did they really did break the rules? They had no choice but to agree. You used the TV broadcast to gain leverage you needed, didn't you?
correct.
Very observant of you.
Naturally.
I recall what you said at the end of the last trial. You said now it's the mastermind that's ensnared. That's what you were referring to.
Don't be mean!
Hey, I'm totally in the dark here. For anyone who doesn't understand, you can ask Kyoko to explain it again later. So, knowing all this, what do we do now?
About that.
It's about who killed Makuro, right? So our job is to expose the mastermind. But there's more to it than that, correct? Yeah. For us to win this time, we had to solve every last mystery surrounding the school. Every last mystery? But we've been looking around all this time, and we still don't know anything, right?
Anyway,
You probably guessed already, but if we lose this time, everyone dies. Everyone?
I hate you.
Hey, who said you could agree to those terms without talking to the rest of us? I'm fine with things the way they are. I'm fine with living forever and with Master. Yeah, I meanwhile want to get out of here as soon as humanly possible. Anyway, at this point, the only way for us to survive is to unravel the truth. In other words, one decisive final battle, a rather interesting development, I say. But finding out who the mastermind is and how they killed Makuro and all the school mystery is pretty tall freaking order. But this time, the trial is different. We know who our enemy is now. So if we work together and search as hard as we can, I'm sure we can solve all those mysteries. I'm not so sure about that. Huh?
I
I can't agree with the idea of working together with the spy. You can't agree, why not? I mean, working together with everyone seems like the most obvious way to solve all the mysteries.
indeed.
That's why I thought too, at first. So Monokuma gave us that little hint of his. Hint. It's a very polarizing approach, I know, but okay, enough puns, here's a hint. I'm sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope Peak Academy since the game began are those 16 students!
I see.
Monokuma said that, didn't he? Then Kyoko's opinion is differently reasonable. Huh? But why?
So, in other words,
If the mastermind really is the one who killed Murkuro, as Kyoko says, then the mastermind would have set foot in the school, right? Monokuma could have probably murdered Murkuro, but there's no way he could have disguised the scene like
in
that.
other words,
But according to Monokuma, the only people who have set foot in Host Peak are the 16 students who have been taking part in the game. Holy shit, it really is one of the students. Then the mastermind is one of us. There were 15 of us in the main hall at the very beginning. And in Mukuro, and you get 16. And the mastermind will have to be one of them.
that's right.
And those 16 people we started out with, the only ones still alive, are the people standing right here. Need I continue, or do you get it now? You're saying that Mastermind is one of us?
No way!
You can't be serious. Wait, we can't say that for sure that's true yet. Monokuma might have just said that to confuse us.
Indeed.
It's certainly a possibility, but one among many. Wait. The mastermind being one of us is also a possibility. That is one of the possibilities we can't ignore. Yeah, I mean, they are an ultimate, right? The ultimate despair, so that must be a high schooler. You can't say that it's not possible. But if one of us was the mastermind, they'd have to be controlling Monokuma somehow, right? But did you ever see anyone acting suspicious anytime Monokuma was active?
Well,
Maybe they snuck off and controlled him in secret.
but
I don't care how sneaky you are. We would have noticed someone sneaking off that many times.
I'm right?
Then maybe Monokuma was an autopilot. Maybe they loaded up all the dialogue and actions beforehand. In that case, there's no way we could have had all those back and forth conversations with us. Well, it wouldn't be entirely impossible if they were directed the flow of the conversations. Well, maybe, but still. Shit, it's nighttime.
This is a school announcement. You've all probably figured this out by now, but at this point, the killing game has now entered true ending mode.
Ah,
So, in the name of fairness, I will unlock every room in the school.
holy shit!
Look wherever you want. Solve the mystery in whatever way you see fit.
Every door we didn't find. Ooh.
Then we can all meet up at the class trial, okay?
Holy fuck, my dude. How very magnanimous of him to unlock all the rooms.
That's fine.
The time for talk is done. Now we need to begin our investigation. But, I was planning on working alone from the beginning anyway.
In the name of my family.
At this point, I can rely on myself, on the Togami blood flowing through my veins. I have no time to worry about the rest of you. Each of you must uphold your responsibility. Well then. After making his final statement, Bayukawa left the dining hall. Master? He didn't take me with him!
Hey.
Do you blame him? Without Master, the rest of you are like coffee with cream without the cream, or coffee. It's totally useless. So, bye. With that, Toko trudged out of the dining hall. And now she's gone. And you're gonna go off by yourself, right, Kyoko?
Indeed.
That's right. Which just leaves Makoto, Hina, and me.
You know?
In that case, I'm gonna go by myself too.
just a second.
Wait, how come?
How about that?
Just wait and see. I'm gonna use my totally awesome spirit power to figure out the mastermind's identity. Laughing loudly, Hiro left the dining hall. Everyone's really gonna go off by themselves. How about you, Hina? I guess I'll do the same thing.
But,
I mean, it's not that I don't trust everyone, you know? But up till now, I haven't really been all that useful. I just depended on Sakura and everyone else. You're not useless. If you hadn't been there, I would have died. Makoto. That's really nice of you to say. But still, I know I've mostly been totally useless.
Okay.
So I figure at least here at the end, maybe I can find something that'll help us all get out of here. So I'm gonna go off and do it all on my own. Okay, see you later. Hina was in surprisingly high spirits as she dashed out of the dining hall. And once again, it was just us two.
Indeed.
Huh. Alright guys, I gotta stop it right there. You guys know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that shit. Till next time I step out of the void. Enjoy your existence.
Do you remember a day in October? The leaves were falling just like me when it was over. One more day of sorrow and I'll struggle to stay sober. Hope to see you later when I get older.